voice of the fan. Drop a bounce pass, throw down the rim rocker. Lay up off the glass, right past the shot blocker. I follow through like Kobe's is money. You can cash it. For news on LA Hoops, come over to Beach Basket. Up-to-date sports, post-game reports, debates and play-by-play coming straight off the court. The voice of the fan making noise, causing havoc. Zone a man up, you can ask Peach Basket. The Peach Basket, coming soon on air. The Peach Basket, where the news begins. We're dropping news like we're in the stands. Creative views from the average fans. The Peach Basket.
All right, first half of day one of round one of the NBA playoffs is done or are done. And it's time to talk predictions. I think it's going to just be me today, which is okay. I always like to have other people because I just think it makes for more interesting, to have a conversation as opposed to just me talking at you. But it is what it is. We'll talk, and I will share our team's predictions, as well as talk a little bit about the two games that have already been played. We're the Peach Basket. We're a site dedicated to all things basketball. We're really a more than just a website. We're a group of passionate basketball fans. I call them fan experts. Right now, there is no distinction between how we watch the game and how the folks that are on TV watch the game. Our team is incredibly talented at finding, the distinction between this team and that team, that player and that player. And we're all analysts. We're all experts. And if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you're probably a fan expert too. We'd love to have you join our team of fan experts. Right now, let's talk a little bit about the two games that have already happened, and we'll give you our team's fan experts predictions on what's going to happen the rest of the way. I will say, just to kind of pat ourselves on the back, our team guessed every single one of the playoff prediction, the playing games correctly, which is pretty impressive. Let's see how we do here in the first round. First thing, though, we got to talk about the Bucks and the Heat and the Clips and the Mavs. Two really good games to start off the 2021 playoff season. Listen, man, I know that there was a champion in 2020. I'm not taking anything away from the Los Angeles Lakers, but it wasn't the type of playoff atmosphere that we're used to. Not having fans matters. And even now, right, things are a little different. Home court isn't what it used to be with limited attendance. But it was so nice to watch fans scream and cheer, and to watch those Bucks fans outside just kind of, throw their hands up in the air when Middleton hit that shot. It's different. It matters. We haven't seen basketball like this in a year. And it's really exciting if you're a basketball fan to be a part of that again and to watch it again. So both great games. Hopefully we'll see two more. We got a couple more left today. The Bucks beat the Heat and the Mavs beat the Clippers. The Bucks won by 2. The Mavs actually won by 10, but it was a lot closer game than that. Let's take a look at what our team thinks is going to happen the rest of the way, though, because that's kind of the most important thing and what we really want to share with y'all today. Start with the Western Conference, the Jazz against the Grizzlies. We actually had somebody pick the Grizz over the Warriors. I wasn't one of those people, but one of our team fan experts did. But here in the first round, nobody is picking the Grizz. 100%, all of the votes went to the Jazz. And we're predicting the Jazz in either 5 or 6 games, which seems pretty reasonable to me. Lakers Suns going to be tough. There's undeniably the Lakers are the most dangerous 7th seed and probably in the history of the NBA playoffs. We had, 77%, almost, about 80% pick the Lakers, but most of them in 7. And, if a series goes 7, anything can happen. But you can see, right, the bulk of the team picked the Lakers in either 7 or 6. So we'll see how that plays out. I think this is going to be a very, very good series. 3 Nuggets against the number 6 Trailblazers. This one was a little bit tougher. You can see it's a coin flip for our team. We've got the Blazers just at about 55%. with the majority of the team thinking the Blazers are going to win in 7. Another good series here. These are two really evenly matched teams. I'll be honest, I don't remember who I picked here, but I would hate to count out Dame. I think Dame has got a chip on his shoulder. There's certainly a lack of respect there for him and for the team. And I think that he might propel the Blazers. And we got the Blazers. Okay, cool. I kind of misread that. But yeah, I it's hard to vote against Dame. But our team agrees. We do have a couple folks picking the Nuggets in 7 or 6. Staying in the West, we got one more game. This is interesting. This really surprised me. 100% of our fan experts are picking the Clippers to beat the Mavericks. They lost game 1, which in and of itself doesn't matter. The Clippers have famously been up 3-1 and just couldn't get that 4th victory. So being down 1 doesn't matter. But the bulk of the team is picking the Clippers in 6. They've already lost 1. It's pretty evenly split between 5, 6, and 7. We'll see how that plays out. If Luka, Luka's going to be Luka. I'm not worried about Luka, and I don't think any Clipper fan should be worried about Luka. It's got to be the other players. If the other players are going to keep hitting their shots, Porzingis didn't play well. It was the other Mavericks players that played well in today's game. If that's going to continue to happen, this might be a miss for us. But let's see how it plays out. In the Eastern Conference, the Sixers versus the Wizards. I think this is going to be a good matchup. But 100% of our team is picking the Sixers in either 5, 6, or 4 in that order. I don't know, man. The Wiz are a really strong offensive team. Of course, they're not going to stop Embiid. Nobody can. But I don't know. I don't see them winning, but nobody gets 7. 5, 6 seems pretty reasonable to me. In the Eastern Conference, this is going to be an interesting battle. The number 2 Nets versus the number 7 Celtics. Our team picked by a whopping margin the Nets to beat them. I think that's probably the overall consensus. Most are saying in 6 or 5. We did have one person picking the upset, Celtics in 6. And if that happens, I'll let you know who that is, because they absolutely will deserve some props at that point. Moving on, the Bucks and the Heat. Again, this is a bit of a coin flip. 55%, almost 56% are picking the Bucks. But this is really interesting. If you take a look at it, we've got the Bucks in either 7 or 6. But the people who picked the Heat picked them to win in 7. All of them that picked the Heat to win picked the Heat to win in 7. So this is a good matchup. The Heat have owned the Bucks in the playoffs recently. Is this the time for Giannis to shine? We'll see. They're up 1-0. In the Eastern Conference, the Knicks versus the Hawks, the 5 versus the 4. This one, again, pretty overwhelming pick. About 90% of the team is picking the Knicks in either 7 or 6. Somebody actually picked the Hawks to win in 7. And again, if that happens, we'll let you know who that is. So you can give them a virtual pat on the back. Those are our picks. We are the Peach Basket, a site dedicated to all things basketball. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Let us know how we did. We'll come back certainly at the end of the first round, and we'll let you know how we did. We tried to sneak this in between the Clippers game and Brooklyn Celtics. Go enjoy that game. We'll talk again later.